Howdy folks, Kathy Williams-DeVries here, bringing you another video in my series on how to learn your scales. Be aware that this video series is actually aimed at a slightly higher standard. If you're looking to learn your scales for the first time, I would recommend my series on the Trinity College London scales. What I'm dealing with in this series is the Baermann Division 3 method, the Klose Complete method, and the clarinet by Thurston and Frank. So we're up to A flat major and F minor, 4 flats. Remembering we have a D flat to add on to the A flat of E flat major. So I'm going to go through, first I'm going to start with the Baermann. I like the Thurston because it groups the scales according to key, whether in the Baermann it groups them according to scale type. So A flat major is no real drama. You might want to practice going from D flat to E flat a few times, similar between going C sharp to D sharp on E major scale. You might want to practice that a few times just to get that, and that applies also to the upper A flat to B flat. Now this is where it gets a little bit harder. We're going D flat to E flat to F. And you may want to refer to my videos series on the altissimo register. So you may want to practice the upper octave. I was using that A flat. You can also use that A flat. And notice for the D flat, I take the pinky key off. It's too sharp otherwise. So. For the A flat chord at the end, you will need to use that C to get to that E flat. So there's no real dramas there. F minor, written in the Baermann as the melodic minor, so you natural D and E. On the way down, don't forget to take the pinky key off for the D flat. Now you'll need to use that D flat to get to the E flat. Need to use this F in the chord to get to the A flat. I like to end on that F. You can end on that F or that F, whichever is preferable for you. So then from there we go to the interrupted scale. So this is the interrupted scale at the 4th in the Baermann, and there's lots and lots of work, especially with that D flat to E flat happening. Now here in the 3rd bar, need to slide. See how I'm sliding from the E flat to the C so that you can get to the D flat and the E flat. It's the only way to do it. And note also that you've got that finicky little. And again, A flat to B flat. And here again, you will need to slide between the D flat to the C in order to get back to the E flat. I'm catering for people that don't have the extra E flat key like I have. And now we come to F minor. So no real dramas there. Staying on interrupted scales, I then go to the Klose. Let me find it. Where you have interrupted scales at the octave, and you have a couple of choices. In the minors, it actually, while the melodic is the one that's written out, it does have the option of the harmonic with the D flat. So in A flat major, and I've got a little bit of water on my clarinet. Let's try that again. So it's all very straightforward. Now F minor, let me do the melodic first, because that's the one that's written out. And the good thing about this is it goes into the third octave. And then of course for the melodic, you're back to the relative major on the way down. And then the minor, a harmonic minor. Come on. Sounds really weird, doesn't it? So that's the interrupted scale at the octave. Then we come back to Baermann and we go on to returning scales, which is only the major. So A flat major. You get, again, a lot of work with the D flat to E flat, really brilliant, and the A flat to B flat as well, as it doesn't really deal much with the top octave, which is a little bit disappointing. But there are still exercises you can do for that. So here, D flat to C, you will need to slide to get to the E flat. That's all your interrupted and returning scales for A flat and F minor. We then come to the arpeggios and broken chords, and there are a few dramas here. So this is number 2 broken chord passages on page 6 of the Baermann. Now here, make sure that you're using this C, is that you will need to slide from the C to the E flat in order to get to the A flat. Jesus. So, and even if you do have that extra E flat, it still doesn't work, because you've still got to get from E flat to A flat in any case, so you're going to have to slide somewhere easy to slide between the C and the E flat. And again, slide between the E flat and the C. But there's no real dramas with F minor. Just remember you're going to use this F to get to this A flat. Two choices of F, this one or this one. Won't do anything with the diminished chords of the 7th. We've covered that previously. Now we have A flat major and F minor broken chords. This is number 4, page 16 of the Baermann. Again, slide between the E flat and the C so that you can get to the A flat. Here you can use that alternate E flat. I don't like using it. Just slide. Slide again. Slide again. F minor, just note that you need to use that F to get to the A flat. Okay, and then the next thing are the chords of the 7th. So looking at A flat major, note that we don't actually start, we start on E flat. Now between the C and the G, the E flat and the G, you may want to practice that. Going from E flat to G. I prefer this G because it's quicker. Notice you're going from the D flat to the E flat. And then the broken chord of it. A lot of nice work between the D flat and the E flat again. This next section of it, I would use this as legato long tones, getting your legato nice between the intervals. Note that you can use the long B flat. For that G, that top G from the B flat, I would also add this key, makes the G come out a lot better. Now, you might want to use this fingering for the E flat so that you can get to the G, so you can get to the E flat. Again, use the long B flat. Okay, so that's covering, and actually the next page, number 7, the diverse chords, are a really good exercise as well. Okay, we come to the thirds now. There's two different renditions of the thirds that you can use. One in the Baermann and one in the Klose. Well, we're on Baermann at them. Actually, no. Let's look at Klose first. And again, with the harmonics, they spell out the melodic but add in accidentals required for the harmonic. There's no real dramas. Make sure that you get a really clean B to D flat. I love thirds because they help with that. So this is Klose. Notice we need to use that D flat and that C to get to the E flat. Oops, where am I? And also between the B flat and the A flat. So no real drama there. F minor, let's start with the melodic. Note that on the way down, E flat to D flat to E flat, and left hand C. And the harmonic, let's hope I don't stuff this up. Dramas there, just remember your left hand C's. Now, in the Baermann, we are going up to the top octave, D flat to E flat. But otherwise not terribly different from the Klose scales. It does have the option of 2 slurred, 2 tongued. I prefer to start slurred so that you can get a really nice legato happening. F minor, just remember you need to start on the left hand F. And again on the way down exactly the same as A flat. the thirds, we then come to the scales in sixths, which I use for legato practice. So let me skip to Klose, which is slightly different to the Baermann. You can use the long B flat. Sixths are a really good way of getting to know the ins and outs of a key, because if you can play a scale in sixth, major and minor, you're really getting to know the key signature. And F minor. I'm doing the melodic, by the way. So that's Klose. Really good, really good to practice those. This is the extended version of the Klose, by the way. Now here in the Baermann, good thing about the A flat to the F is you only need to take off one key. Now I can use the long B flat. Oops. I usually practice this a lot slower. I'm just speeding it up a little bit for so you don't get bored. And then F minor. Notice you can use the long B flat. You'll need to use that F. Okay, so there's stuff that I need to work on there, obviously, as well. But that's a pretty good grasp, anyway, of A flat major and F minor. So just remember to get sort of the really clean D flat to E flat, A flat to B flat, also D flat to E flat in the altissimo. Need to use like left hand Fs and Cs and that sort of thing, and the odd slide in between. But anyway, that gives you the general idea about how to prepare A flat major and F minor. If you need to go back a step and work on just sort of the one octave or whatever, refer to my Trinity College Scales series. That's more aimed at people sort of first learning a scale. This is more aimed at your upper high school, early college scales, and I can guarantee you that if you can do a scale in returning scale, interrupted scale, scale in thirds, scales in sixths, you're going to get to know the key signature and the characteristics of the scale really easy. Really, it's going to be a lot easier for you, and sight reading is going to be a lot easier for you as well. So Thanks for listening. Bye for now.